Hello and welcome to the San Jose State Weekly Football Press Conference. Today is Monday, October 23rd. The Spartans return to action following their only bye of the 2017 season. This weekend, October 28th, against the BYU Cougars from Provo, Utah at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 12 o'clock Pacific Time. Our pregame will begin at 11:30 Pacific on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network. The game will be televised by ESPN3. You can also access it on BYU TV as well. Now, there is another time to pass by. The next Spartan home football game inside Sefcu Stadium against San Diego State, the Aztecs, will be on Saturday, November 4th, and the game time now has been announced at 7:30 Pacific Time on ESPNU. Of course, tickets are available for that game and the remaining home schedule at 408-924-7589 or sjsuspartans.com. Let's bring up San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan.
Hello, how's everybody doing? We had a good bye week. We're excited to get back to work. Hopefully our kids got a chance to recharge their batteries a little bit, as well as our coaching staff. It gave us a chance as a coaching staff to get on the road recruiting. So I know myself and Coach Carter and a couple other guys were kind of socked into the Bay, and then everyone else was kind of around Southern California. So it was really good. Got to see some good local teams play, which is always fun, being from this area. And that was good because we got to make sure that we get some face time with those high school coaches and get some visibility out there for San Jose State and what we're trying to do with our recruiting class. We're excited about the opportunity to play this week, and we felt like we talked last week, but the Hawaii game was an opportunity that we let get away from us, and we're really disappointed about that. But the kids have had a good week of practice last week. We had a good day today, and we're excited to hit the road and play BYU. Coach Sataki and that staff there do a fabulous job. We know exactly who they are. We know how challenging it is to play in Provo. So it's another great challenge for our football team, and I'm looking forward to seeing us play.
Hey, Coach. Obviously the bye week last week, did get a chance to hit the road. Can you just sum it all up, like what it was like compared to other weeks?
Just the bye week?
Yeah.
I think for me it was cool because I got to see my daughter go to the homecoming dance on Saturday night, which is something different. She looked beautiful. It was very cool. I got to see my son play basketball, which was different. So if you're asking how it was different, those are two different things. But beyond that, it was just it was a chance for us to, have some physical practices, let our young guys bang a little bit, and kind of refocus on, as a staff, take a look at what we've done so far, schematically, both sides of the ball, kind of some self-scout stuff, try and figure out what we're doing tendency-wise or anything like that, and then assess kind of where we're going personnel-wise and who to date has played well, where we need more, who needs to play better, that kind of stuff. So, because the bye week was late, it gave us, the good part about that is it gave us a chance we played a big chunk of our season, so we were able to kind of evaluate the stuff that we've done good, the stuff we haven't done good, the good play calls, the good thoughts, and then the things that weren't so good.
Coach, obviously the team had a bye week. Do you think the additional rest will help them prepare better?
I hope so. I really hope so. I think, we played some really good football teams in the first, couple months of the season. We had some long travel and some tough road games, and so I think we definitely needed the rest. I hope that we took advantage of it. Guys get a chance to get off their legs a little bit and come back and be a little more fresh this week. So I'm hopeful that it was exactly what we needed to finish the season playing better football than we did in the front half.
Coach, another trip to Utah, this time BYU, the Cougars. It's crazy that in a way the teams are struggling similarly in a way. What are you looking forward to the most in that game?
I think I'm just looking forward to a chance for us to play. I think in the past few weeks we've shown some improvement in certain phases of our football team, and obviously we haven't gotten the result that we wanted, but I think we can point to some things and say this is getting better. This is, this is tweaked a little bit. It looks like this is working better. It gives us a chance to play again. When you have a young football team, you're just anxious to play because the young players need the reps. They need the live bullets. They need to be out there playing the game of football when the game's on the line, so that you can see how they're handling it, how they're growing and improving. And so for me, the most exciting part is that we had to take a week off, but now we get to play again.
Coach, with a young team that has 48 freshmen, what do you think about their work rate so far this season in terms of learning what it takes to be successful at this level?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, at times we've seen some really good things from our freshmen, and then at other times we've seen it be quite ugly. So, but that is a little bit of a part of the process. When you're playing so many young players, there's going to be moments where you look out there and you don't recognize what's happening, and then you're scrambling trying to fix those things, and then there's moments you're like, wow, this kid's really getting it. He's really starting to be productive. He's really starting to settle into his role with our football team, whether that's someone like Tyler Nevins who's starting for us, or it's someone else who's playing a little bit more of a role on special teams, but he's out there on every special team. And how is he adjusting and getting used to playing major college football?
Coach, both SJSU and BYU enter the game bottom 10th in scoring offense. Obviously, you have Montel back, possibly Bailey Gaither for what I know. Receivers, each, Blackwell, Rashid, all have had pretty complete games. Do you expect this to be the game where your offense kind of shows some zip in a way?
Well, I hope that, Montel can take another step. Losing him, I don't know, we lost him for 4 games or 3.5 games, I think. Just any time that you have a chance for a young player like Montel, again, we're kind of on the young player theme, but it seems to be that kind of a season. But you have a redshirt freshman, and he's going to be making his 4th start, And so, I'm just excited for him to play, see how he handles the atmosphere. BYU is a hard place to play. Their crowd is rowdy. They're on you. So it's an opportunity to see how he handles that, what kind of poise he has, and then how he can distribute the ball. You mentioned the receivers. We've had guys, my frustration with that thing is that you have one guy have a 100-yard game one week and then he does nothing the next week. To me, that's not good play. We need some consistency out of those guys where they show up every week. So we missed Bailey for a couple weeks. We didn't have him, and we didn't have his production, but some other guys stepped up like Rashid did. So that gives us a good problem in terms of multiple targets to get the ball to and hopefully move the ball.
Coach, you've stressed the importance of protecting the football many times, but why hasn't the team absorbed that notion yet?
Well, I think our issues with ball security have been more along the interception line than it has the fumble line. But either way, we haven't done nearly a good enough job of doing that. I think a lot of that stems from the amount of young people we have playing in the games. The game's happening pretty fast, and sometimes it's a wrong route. There's been too many mistakes that have led to turnovers, which is the absolute kiss of death in this game. So that's something that we have worked on a lot the last 10 days. The ball security, making good decisions, our team discipline, because part of that discipline is running the wrong route on a play that leads to a defender being where he shouldn't be, and we throw an interception. So, trying to get the young players to accelerate their learning curve, understand the responsibility they have to themselves and to the team to know what to do when they're out there.
Coach, can you share anything about your relationship with Coach Sitake?
Kalani is a tremendous human being and an outstanding football coach. Kalani and I worked together at Oregon State. We were there together for a little bit over a year, and he actually lived right down the street. And so he had 3 kids, and then Elisa Tuiaki, their defensive coordinator, lived 4 other houses away. We all lived in the same neighborhood. So our kids and their kids was just like a tornado running through the town of Corvallis. They'd show up at our house at 11 o'clock at night, and we'd hang out and eat ice cream and cookies, and just a great person, great family. His wife, Timberly, they're just incredible people. And I was actually with him when this job stuff started for him. We were recruiting in Los Angeles and Texas together. And it was really funny because I had to be sworn to secrecy because we were driving in a car, just the two of us. And all of a sudden, the BYU job started happening. So I was really excited for him to get that opportunity to lead that program. It's a special place to him, obviously having played there and his history in the state of Utah. So it's pretty cool to see him back leading the way for them. And I'm excited to get to play against him because he's a good friend and a good coach, and it's a good challenge for us.
Coach, teams have proven that they don't mind running the ball against BYU. Your team is running the ball for about 120 yards a game, but only managed to find the rectangle once this season. You guys also score 68% of the time you guys reach the red zone. So talk about what the team needs to do to, score touchdowns inside the 20.
Well, I think, you kind of mentioned it, just the ability to run the football. That's been something that has not been consistent enough for us. And then, if you look back, there's been some of those times when we do get in the red zone, we've had penalties that knocked us back or pushed us out, whatever it is. We had an offensive pass interference call last week or 2 weeks ago that pushed us back on first down. So now all of a sudden, you're on the 1 yard line. Now you're on the 16, pretty different situation. So there's just some of those things, or we had a false start down there. So it's eliminating some of those penalties that are making those red zone experiences. I think we had the false start, and that put us at the 6, and then we had the pass interference, right? So now you go from first and goal on the 1 to first and goal from the 21. And it's a way different experience, right? It's a lot of hard plays to call first and 21. So trying to eliminate some of those pre-snap just nonsense and I kind of address that aggressively after the Hawaii game. And then when you do get down there, we just have to have the mentality we have to finish. And, that kind of goes, hand in hand with everything with our football team. We get into the fourth quarter with Hawaii, we need to find a way to finish that game, and we didn't.
Coach, when it comes to the Spartan defense, was there anything specific that they worked on during the bye week to get better and get ready for BYU?
Well, they had to we have to get ready for physical, kind of West Coast style, offense where, they're big and physical up front, really on both sides of the ball. They've always been that way. And then they're going to run a pretty big full or running back at you. So you got to be able to deal with a, 250-pound Polynesian running back who's quick and powerful and athletic. So, a lot of that work, we made that work really physical during the bye week. And then now we still got a couple more days of practice trying to settle in and make sure we're solid with, where our eyes are at and if being in the right gap and all that.
Coach, just to confirm, Montel Aaron is expected to start on Saturday?
Yes.
Coach, it seems like BYU has some very big players on offense. How come they haven't scored a lot of points?
Yeah, you'd have to ask them that. I think like us, they've turned the ball over a little bit, which has been, anytime you're not good in the turnover battle, you're going to have a hard time winning. So I think, that's been some of the stuff that has plagued them. But, I know what their coaching – I know that coaching staff. I know those guys are good football coaches. I know they'll have that team ready to battle in all three phases. And so we got to get our team ready to do the same. Thank you.
All right, that does it for this week's press conference. Once again, San Jose State on the road to take on BYU, the Cougars from Provo, Utah, this Saturday, October 28th. Kickoff from BYU, 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 12 o'clock Pacific Time. Our coverage on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network at 11:30 AM Pacific Time. Thanks for watching this week, and we'll see you next time.